All right, Vasil, I think we're live. And today I think we have something exciting to show you. I know at least I've been looking forward to this small feature update because we are finally introducing a new component to our shape configurator, which, spoiler alert, you probably read the title, is the color component.
Yeah.
And so our initial idea is because we can always handle colors in Crystallize, but how do we create a semantic viable way of storing different color specs? Because there's so many, right? Because the screen shows this in one way and has a different definition than what you would have in the real world. Because there it's often Pantone, it's raw colors for metal, and what else?
SMYK
for print. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different ways. So without further ado, maybe we should just jump into it and show a bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have a small demo showing what this new component can do.
Maybe we should start with some example and see like what are the possibilities that we can have on a single eShop. Like even selling one type of products, right? We can have still different variant of colors that we may need.
Exactly. So we'll start out with the well-known one that we always show. For those who have been following us, you know that we do love our furnitudes. And in this case, how we have described the color here, it's before this component, it usually was by a string, just a display way. Okay, this is the iron red, and iron red is the branded name of this chair. And you can also see that, okay, for this chair, you can actually get a custom cushion iron red as well. But then again, here's the first thing. You have three different ways of displaying the color. There is one on the metal. There is one on the textile of the cushion. And then, of course, it's one here for the web. And then we should almost have a band like, here's the reveal. Here we have it. I've done some prep here. So here you can see, okay, we have a new component in our shape editor, which are colors. If you expand this, you can see there are some configuration. We'll quickly show it a bit what everything is about here. So, of course, you have the regulars, you have the name, identifier and discovery, verbal, and description. Goes for all shapes. Colors can also be localized, which means that, okay, you can have one color that is across all languages in Crystallize, or you could have a different color for different languages. It's up to you. Usually, it's a definition of something, so it's usually the same color.
Yeah.
But then you see some additionals requires a color label, which means that, okay, every time you input a color, you need to add a label for that color. Same with, okay, min-max, you need to at least define 1. You can maximum define 4, if that's what you needed. Then comes the definition itself. There are different ways of working with the colors here. One is that you have what you see here, color presets. I have predefined this now, which basically mean that, okay, every time this color component is shown, I get these presets where you will always have all of the different definitions of a color preset in the component itself. Sorry, I just so we have a question that what is this? This is the color component in Crystallize. And in the color presets, you can define all of the different color values that you need. You can have the hex, the RGB, the HSL, SMYK, like we described, raw colors, and even Pantone. And the good part here is that, okay, every time you select, in our case now, the iron red color, you would use all of these values, or you will have these values connected to that product. So those are the presets. You can also have custom colors, basically just a color picker in your story, either variant story or product story.
So the custom colors here, the way that it works, if we want, let's say that we want the editor to be able to enter only the raw color, for example, what we should do? How can we?
Let's create a new one. Let's just call it freeform color. And just so I have this demoable and ready. Here you can create a freeform color component. You can see that it's predefined with text, because we always believe if you're on the web, if you're on a screen like I am, you should always have a hex value. You can disable it and only have RAL colors if you want to. Then it will make a best guess to match the RAL color to a hex color just for display purposes, at least in the UI.
Yeah. So we can allow the editors to enter only one type of color. And in this case, we don't have any predefined sets. So this will be really just a custom set. Or we can do all that, I guess, to allow everything for the editors.
We can do all of them. We can create a couple of presets as well. You don't necessarily have to define all of the colors, but you can at least define a hex color. Let's pick a more beautiful color. Maybe here we do this. I didn't add label. Let me add a label. I'll call it sea blue.
Great.
So there we go. So now we have two different color components. We have the freeform color and the material color. Of course, the color components is something you can add to all our structural components as well, or pieces, and create logic around them, because you do have the color component itself, which has the information about the color, but then maybe there are additional things that, okay, you are in a spray shop, you need to have the color definition, the RAL color, the coating for the car. But maybe you want a quantity. How many liters will it go to XYZ to the Mercedes-Benz, an example. So you can always add additional information, but the color component itself is just the color.
Yeah, great.
So without further ado, you have the freeform, you have the material. So let's start adding those to our products. So you can see we have this sofa. We have it in lots of different coatings, and this is metal. So from my experience at least, that's when you use a RAL, because it looks like it's steel or metal at least.
Yeah.
So if you go into the variant itself, you can see that, okay, here I've already done it because I tested it, of course. But here you can define the color that you want. We did not allow custom inputs here. So here you only have the presets. But if I then do iron red, you can also see, okay, now I am actually getting the Pantone, the RAL, the hex, the RGB, and the HSL out of the box, because it is predefined. So I don't have to define that every time I select this color.
Yeah.
And then I can go through all of my different color variations. Here I can see we have olive. Once again, this is where the RAL will be sufficient to add. But the good thing is that, of course, now, since I have everything defined in one object, it's all different colors, you can also now go to, let's see, if I go down here and I check out, sorry, I'll go here, and you can see here I have a matching product, which is the SKU to the cushion. Let's go to that. If I go to my iron red cushion here as well, you can see, once again, we have the material color here. So now I can once again add iron red.
Matching, and then it has the combination of colors under one color preset. Yeah, awesome.
Of course, metal is RAL. For textile, you could use the Pantone textile, the TCX. And then you have the display, which is the regular hex or RGB.
Yeah.
Then we also do have the freeform. Here you can see it's an empty color swatch that you haven't done anything to. Let's start with the hex just to get something in here. We'll make a beautiful one like this. I'll call it beautiful red. And there we go. And then we can continue on going. And of course, now I only define the hex value. Implicitly, you also get the RGB, SL when you define one of either three, because they are connected. It's just a different way of showing colors on the screen. SMYK is, of course, for printers, but this you need to define. And then you can also see that, okay, this is disabled.
Yeah.
The same goes for RAL and Pantone. But here, instead of customizing, for this watch, I want to use the sea blue, because that is also predefined.
Yeah, so we have the option to work with either presets or custom colors at the same time. Depends how we configure that on the shape level.
Exactly. I see we have a question again. Is this for some app or website or tool? Actually, I don't understand what it is for. It's usually, so this is for the product universe, as we call it in Crystallize, where you define your products and the definitions, basically the PIM of your products. And then everything is served, segue to the GraphQL APIs, where you get everything out, again, using the APIs out of your tenant in Crystallize.
Yeah. So I guess that includes catalog, discovery API, all the APIs that we actually use in the eShop, kind of in the storefront. So we can read the colors there and render based on that, whatever you decide, right?
Exactly. So in essence, it could be connected to a printer, if that's the question. So that is also why we don't only work with hex colors, because Crystallize is by default omnichannel. So if your jam is creating for the web, or if it's creating in-store screens or PDFs, whatever, you can define your color in Crystallize, connected to your products, basically.
Yeah.
And as you can see, we didn't define any min-maxes or anything here. So here I can add as many colors as I want. Of course,
and
go to the...
What about the case where, let's say, like for the editor, the most important color is the first one, and then we set that sea blue on the second place? Like, what can we do? Do I need to delete and then add the first one again, or like what's the procedure there?
Good point, was it? Of course, you can just grab it. Did I lock it? Apparently I did. You can grab it, and here we go.
So just by dragging, you can reorder them. I see.
Yeah.
Quite straightforward.
So it's always beautiful red.
Yeah.
That is the first. So that's the color component. Once again, you can combine it in by any means necessary to your tenant, and it is out now, basically.
Great.
All right. Without further ado, I think that was it today, Vasil. It is already in a tenant area, so try it out. Let me know if there's any standard that we are missing, that we might need to add. But currently, we release it with RAL, Pantone, and SMYK, and the screen colors.
Yeah.
And what do you do, Vasil, if you want to see the next one?
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.